Now, what is the best golf product ever made? It's a huge question. Is it a driver, an iron, maybe a ball? But actually, I've got hold of a brand new product that I think is a serious contender for that title. And I'm going to talk to you all about it in this video. So let's get on with it. And this is it. It's the Garmin Approach R50. Now, I have just had my first session using this here at the brilliant Peterborough Milton Golf Club. They've been really kind, let me go into their swing studio, set it all up, have a proper test of the practice mode, the Home Tee Hero simulator, all that stuff. And this is it. And I'm going to give you my honest feedback on the session, some of the things I like, some of the things I don't like, and why I might think it's possibly the best golf product ever made. And you can see here, it comes in this pretty nifty carry case, which is pretty sizable. I think you'll agree. It's a big device. There's no question. You know, it's a launch monitor, but it's one of the bigger ones on the market. And if I get it out for you here, it's got a nice sort of felt lining inside to protect the screen, which is arguably sort of highlight of the unit. So here it is. This is the Garmin Approach R50, and as I said, it's pretty big. But the kicker with this product is it is a accurate launch monitor and a golf simulator all in one device. Typically, you'd have to use external software to get access to simulated golf courses, but with the Garmin, it's all built in with the R50. Now, this is a 10-inch super responsive touchscreen display. It's super clear, it's really easy to use, and this product is really easy to set up. That's one thing that I noticed testing it here today. It was super smooth and easy to set this up. You don't need a lot of faffing around. If you want to connect it up to a projector, you use your HDMI, just plug it into the back of the device, straight into the projector, and you're away. Although I would say the HDMI socket was a little bit tight for me. I struggled to get it in and out, but we got there in the end. Anyway, what you want to do with this is you want to pair it with your Garmin Golf account. That means you can edit the clubs that you're using. It will sync up using Wi-Fi to this device. And then when you have your practice sessions on here, all your data will be stored. You can then sync it back to your Garmin Golf app to review on your phone at a time that's more convenient for you. So if you want to work on your game, the practice mode is the mode you want to go into. There's 3 to choose from. You can have practice, play, or connect, where you use external software to play simulated courses. But the driving range, the practice mode, is where you're going to spend probably the majority of your time. And I've got my session loaded up here, and I want to talk you through some of the things that I really like about the interface on the R50 and the data as well. Now, the one thing on the R50 I absolutely love is the different ways you can customize what you're looking at on the driving range. There's so many different settings that really bring your session to life and give you insights on what you're doing. So you can see here on the home screen, you've got the map and you've got the different data points. You can customize those, toggle them on and off depending on what you want to see. You've got a couple of view options there as well. You can see from above, or you can see the player view. And then you've got even more options here. If you go into the settings, there's a few different options. I like the data fields, so that gives you a real deep dive into the numbers. So ball data, club data, as I said, 15 different data points. If you want to look at your face to path, your angle of attack, that's all there for you on that screen. And you can mirror that to the display if you're hitting into a display as well. You've also got your ball impact, so that gives you a visual representation of what the club's doing at impact with all the relevant numbers. But what I really love about what the Garmin R50 offers is the impact video. So you can see high-speed impact playbacks of the moment of truth. So when the club's striking the ball, you get a really nice slow-mo how the ball is interacting with the face. Could be really interesting on wedge shots to see how much spin you're generating, and it's just a cool option to look at. And you can move the slider along to if you want to just dial in on a specific point. So loads of options in terms of customizing your view on the Garmin R50. It really brings your range session to life, and I think provides an incredible amount of added value. The numbers were very comparable with what I'm accustomed to on much more expensive launch monitors like the Foresight Sports GC Quad. I did try and have a GC Quad set up next to the Garmin to see if I can hit shots and track them both at the same time, but there was some interference with the way the technology was working. I couldn't get them both to fire, and actually the Foresight Sports GC Quad stopped the Garmin working at the same time. So that was a no-show, that was a non-starter, but I have to say the numbers seem to be pretty accurate. So one of the points of difference with the Garmin R50 is the golf simulator experience. So we've got my R50 hooked up to the projector directly, HDMI cable, really simple. got it projected on the screen. And what's cool about how they work together is that you obviously can see what you would see on the hole on the screen, but then on the display of the R50, you've got a bird's eye view of the hole, you've got a movable pointer so you can move it up the hole to see how far you want to hit it, and you've got all your ball data on there as well. So without further ado, let's try and take on this first hole at Pebble Beach. The graphics are super realistic. They've definitely been enhanced for this year. Pretty happy with that one. Little gentle fade round the corner. And there you can see like the ball flight graphics are really cool. Pretty happy with that shot actually. And what's great about this is that you can play a whole round in probably half an hour if you move really quickly and change clubs quickly. Just a really realistic experience. The ball flight graphics were as I was expecting. I think it's about time we see if we can make a birdie. Oh no, pulled it. Catch a piece. Ooh, just missed. Sit down. That looks like it might be inside the 6-foot gimme range. Take a par, move on to the next. Now, there is a catch. It does come in with a monthly cost. It's £9.99 a month if you want to play simulated courses. There are 43,000 courses, so pretty much any course you want to play, it's all included if you invest in that membership plan. I think it's 90 or maybe £100 a year, so slightly cheaper if you go for the annual cost, but there is a cost associated with it. But that is, from what I've heard, much cheaper than what competitors like Foresight for their course software. That's a considerably higher investment. So you could argue it's probably good value for money, especially when you consider the Home T Hero software that this product uses to give you simulated courses has definitely been improved versus where we were with the Approach R10 launch monitor. And it was just a really fun experience. So I played Pebble Beach, basically the whole front nine, in the swing room here at Peterborough Milton Golf Club. Thoroughly enjoyed the experience. The ball flights were very realistic. There was no delay. It was just really fun. And it takes into account things like rough and bunkers, and you've got to take into account the wind and the percentage drop-offs and those different lies and the slopes and all that sort of thing. So it's a pretty realistic experience. And what I actually like about the ability to play courses built into this product is that you can take this to the net near the first tee and actually play your first hole as a proper warm-up. So it's a much more realistic process. If you're going through your warm-up routine and you want to see how you're going to play those first few holes, you can load them up and play them as you're about to do, if you're going to tee off in 15 minutes. Really rehearse what you're about to do, and I think that's a real benefit of having all these simulated courses built into this device. The monthly fee, it's a bit annoying, but in my opinion, it's well worth it. Other things I really liked when it comes to my experience with the R50, I like how you hit shots, you actually go in and make some notes about what you were feeling or how you were swinging on that particular shot, so you can correlate a swing thought with a shot and then look at the data and how that's maybe improved on where you were before or what you're working on. So I like that feature. I think the battery life is really good on this. It's 4 hours. I did run it on a cable, so I can't really vouch for whether 4 hours is if it's going to last that or longer, but 4 hours is more than enough. It's more than you ever need to. If you've got a range session and you hit a range session, then you want to go and play a few holes, this is going to do that. A couple of things that were niggling me and I didn't really like. I think the size of it is going to be a bit of a stumbling block for some. That said, it's actually surprisingly lightweight. I think it weighs around about 4 kilos, so it's not ridiculously heavy, and the carry case does make it quite easily portable. It's got a really good strap on it. It's pretty bulky, but you can carry it around if you need to the practice net, to the driving range. Obviously, it's a bit limited if you're hitting off grass because the hitting area is quite small. Once you've taken a few divots, you're going to have to move the device, but that's a minor inconvenience. I think the alignment feature is really cool on this. So as well, you use 2 golf balls in a line and you can orientate them to set up where you're aiming and just adjust the device accordingly. So that's quite a cool visual process to make sure that you're aiming the R50 up in the right way. One potential stumbling block is the fact that the R50 doesn't connect to a laptop. That's a good thing in a way in that it connects directly to a projector. So you haven't got to buy a PC gaming laptop to access those simulated courses on a screen. You can just plug it in and go. But obviously, because it's positioned on the ground, you have to kneel down, bend down, whatever it might be, to press the screen and change the different settings or whatever you want to do. So that, if you've got a bad back, bad knees, that could be a bit of an issue. There's no real way around that. So just something to bear in mind. But generally speaking, you can't really have a much easier to use product. It takes you a while to familiarize yourself with how you access all the different settings, and you'll find that, oh, I haven't turned this setting on, oh, I need to turn this setting off, oh, I need to rearrange the data points so I can see what I want to see. But once you get the hang of how it works, by the second or third session, you'll be completely used to where everything is. Now, the elephant in the room with the Approach R50 is the fact that to get the most out of it, you still need to be able to hit somewhere indoors that's going to gather golf balls, right? So it's not like, if it's really cold outside or nighttime, you can't go and put this down in a net and hit balls and get the data. Like, you need somewhere indoors to use this. And obviously that's the case with any other simulator package involved, but obviously with the R50, you still need to build some sort of setup. You need a mat, you need a net, you need sides, and that's going to cost you probably over £1,000, $1,000, depending on how high spec you go for. So, obviously while it is all built in, you still need to build a space to hit balls in safely, and that obviously doesn't come with the R50. You're going to need to sort that out yourself. So, if you've got access to a room, that's obviously going to provide a setting where you can get the most out of this, but you've got to build one yourself. That cost of building a space to hit it in has obviously got to be factored into the £4,300 or $5,000 that you're going to spend on this particular unit. So is this the best golf product ever made? It's the question I asked at the start of this video, and I think there's a strong case to say that absolutely the Approach R50 is one of the coolest products I've ever encountered, and I've been testing golf equipment for over 10 years now. I've never seen anything like this. A launch monitor with accurate data, realistic ball flights, and a golf simulator all built into one device. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time using it. It's actually given me a bit more drive and enthusiasm now to go and work on my game myself, given the sort of accuracy of the data and all the different data points you get, and how portable it is, as you can see, with this very nifty carry case. I'm off to work on my game. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.